Chapter 1, A Dream Comes True. Wendy, John, and Michael Darling had just fallen asleep when Peter Pan quietly jumped into their room with the fairy Tinker Bell. The Darlings often dreamed about Peter, who lived in Neverland, a place where children never grow up. Wendy secretly hoped to meet him one day, even though her mother insisted that he didn't really exist. When he entered the room, as he did every night, Peter accidentally bumped into a piece of furniture. The noise woke Wendy up. By the light of the moon, the little girl saw a boy wearing an outfit made of green leaves. She recognized him immediately. "Peter Pan!" "Good evening," Wendy said timidly. Peter, who didn't mind talking about himself at all, immediately began telling her about his life with the fairies, the mermaids, and the lost boys in Neverland. Wendy listened, mouth agape. Hearing his voice, John and Michael also woke up. Peter invited them to go with him to Neverland, and all three of them agreed, jumping with joy. There's only one way to get to Neverland, by flying with the help of fairy dust. Peter sprinkled Wendy, John, and Michael with the sparkly dust that surrounded Tinker Bell, and then gave them directions. "Take a right after the second star, and then go straight until morning." Chapter 2, Off to Neverland. Through the window, the children jumped, one after the other, following Peter Pan and Tinker Bell. The children found flying to be so delightful that they took their time, racing above the rooftops. Then they swooped toward the horizon through skies that were sometimes freezing, sometimes burning. Finally, they caught sight of Neverland, where sparkly arrows of light from the setting sun pointed. Chapter 3, Beware of Pirates. Peter Pan decided to land close to the Pirates' Cove. The pirate leader, Captain Hook, was Peter's sworn enemy. The captain had lost his right hand because of the boy, and now had a hook in its place. The pirates in his gang were just as cruel as he was, and were interested in only one thing: attacking Peter and the lost boys. As soon as they saw Wendy and her brothers, the pirates got the idea to kidnap them. Hook excitedly said, "We'll take all the children and make them pirates. Peter Pan will choke with rage." The pirates waited until one night while the children, except for Peter, were leaving their hideout, and took them prisoner, throwing them deep into their ship's galley. In exchange for their lives, Captain Hook thought he could force them to join his gang. But Wendy showed just how brave she was when she said, "No, sir, I will not become a pirate." Hook roared, "Then prepare the plank." Suddenly, a strange tick-tock sound rang out. Hook paled. That sound meant that the crocodile who tried to eat him whole was nearby. The animal still couldn't digest the alarm clock the captain had been holding when the croc had bitten his hand off, but it intended to finish its feast. The captain was scared to death of it. Chapter 4, On Guard, Captain Hook. It wasn't the crocodile, though. It was Peter Pan, who'd come to save the children. The pirate understood he'd been tricked when he spied Peter on the bridge. "Just what are you, Pan?" he cried out. "Are you the devil?" "No, I'm youth and happiness," responded Peter. "On guard!" Peter Pan fought gaily, and the captain fought in a rage. Suddenly, Hook dropped his sword and ran to light some barrels of powder. "In 2 minutes, the ship will blow," he announced, and burst out laughing. "You won't be able to save your friends then, will you?" Peter flew off, grabbed the burning wick, and threw it into the water. The captain, dumbstruck, understood that the battle was lost. Peter Pan used his sword to back the captain up to the ship's prow. The terrifying tick-tock sound rang out from the crocodile's open mouth. In a panic, Captain Hook lost his balance and fell into the water right in front of the animal. Chapter 5: The Return Home. Desperately flapping his arms and legs, he swam off, chased by the hungry croc. Leaving Hook to his fate, Peter Pan freed the children and took control of the boat. It was time for Wendy, John, and Michael to go home. Peter Pan called out orders, and the boat took off into the air. As the sun rose, Neverland gradually disappeared on the horizon.